Remember those epic Aussie summer holidays as a kid? The beaches, the road trips, the theme parks, and all the little adventures that made every school holiday unforgettable? Well, most of these classic destinations have faded from memory, but we're bringing them back. From hidden river towns to iconic coastal escapes, join us as we revisit 11 Aussie summer spots kids loved, and hardly anyone remembers now. Townsville, Queensland. Few towns capture the feeling of a true Aussie summer like Townsville. Back then, it was the essential stop on family road trips heading into tropical North Queensland. The heat was relentless. Sunscreen was slathered on in layers, and the air carried a mix of salty sea breeze and the sweet scent of sugarcane fields. For a 10-year-old, every visit was an adventure waiting to happen. Ferries to Magnetic Island promised hours of excitement. Inflatable tyres pulled behind small boats, snorkeling through coral gardens, and diving off rocky outcrops. Days were packed with laughter, sticky sunscreen and sandy toes. After a few days on the island, the journey continued north to Ingham, to my grandparents' sprawling cane farm, where afternoons were spent racing through fields, spotting wildlife and helping with the harvest. Townsville wasn't just about adventure, it was about simple pleasures. Fish and chips on the foreshore, ice creams that melted too quickly in the sun, and lazy afternoons watching the tide roll in. Fast forward to today, and Townsville still charms, but it's also grown up. A booming foodie scene now complements the old classics. Cafes covered in street art and high-end restaurants bring flavours from across the globe, making it as much a destination for taste buds as for childhood memories. Yet the essence remains: the heat, the ocean, and that unmistakable feeling of summer freedom. Palm Beach, New South Wales. Nothing quite says summer in Sydney like a day at Palm Beach. For families, it was the go-to escape. The northern tip of the northern beaches offered sun, sand, and endless adventures for kids and parents alike. The southern end, at Cabbage Tree Boat Harbour, was perfect for little ones to splash safely in calm waters, while older kids could catch their first waves or learn to surf in the rolling surf further up the coast. The magic wasn't just in the water. Small cafes and corner stores dotted the area, promising ice creams that melted too quickly under the hot sun, and hot chips that were the perfect midday fuel. Afternoon walks were often spent on the Barrenjoey Lighthouse track, where the panoramic views of the coastline made even a sweaty trek worth it. Every day felt like an adventure, from paddling in rock pools to chasing the tide along the golden sands. Fast forward a few decades, and Palm Beach still holds its charm. The kids who once ran barefoot along the shore now bring their own children to relive the same simple pleasures. Cafes have grown trendier, the surf still rolls in, and the Lighthouse Walk continues to reward visitors with unforgettable views. Yet the essence of childhood summers, sunburned noses, sandy toes, and salty laughter, remains timeless, making Palm Beach a place where memories stick as firmly as the sand between your toes. Rottnest Island, Western Australia. Few places capture the magic of childhood summers like Rottnest Island, Western Australia. Just a short ferry ride from the mainland, it has long been the ultimate day trip destination for families, and a playground of endless adventure for kids. For many, the first glimpse of the island's famous quokkas, a small, smiling marsupial, was enough to spark squeals of excitement and instant affection. Beyond the quokkas, Rottnest Island is a paradise of pristine beaches. Children can paddle in calm turquoise waters, snorkel over colourful reefs, or dive into secret coves waiting to be explored. Ice creams from the island's small cafes melt in the sun as little feet run across soft white sand, while parents watch with the mix of nostalgia and relief that comes from a day spent outdoors. The island's rich Indigenous history adds another layer to the experience. Guided tours teach visitors about the Whadjuk Noongar people and the island's past, creating a perfect blend of learning and fun. And for those who just want to relax, Rottnest offers plenty of quiet spots to lie back, soak in the sun, and feel the waves lapping at your toes. Even decades later, stepping onto Rottnest Island brings back that same childhood wonder. Whether you're chasing quokkas, exploring beaches, or simply enjoying a ferry ride with the wind in your hair, the island keeps its charm alive, proof that some summer memories truly last a lifetime. Hunter Valley, New South Wales. The Hunter Valley isn't just for grown-ups with a taste for wine. It's a place that sparks childhood adventure in every corner. Long before wine tastings became the main attraction, kids knew the joys of cycling through rolling countryside along the Hermitage Way cycleway. The wind in your hair, the sun on your face, and endless green paddocks stretching out in every direction made every ride feel like freedom. There was so much to see and do off the bike too. Botanic gardens bursting with colour, the Hunter Valley Zoo with its friendly animals, and a handful of chocolate shops that made every stop taste like a little victory. Family picnics, paddling through streams, and watching kangaroos bounce across the fields added to the sense of wonder that made the valley so special. And while adults now flock to wineries, the magic of the Hunter Valley hasn't disappeared. Hot air balloon rides still lift visitors above endless vineyards at sunrise, giving a view that's unforgettable at any age. Even just watching the balloons drift across the morning sky brings back that feeling of childhood awe and excitement. Returning as a grown-up, it's easy to see why the valley is celebrated, but it's those early memories of cycling, exploring and tasting chocolate that stay closest to the heart. The Hunter Valley is proof that some adventures are timeless and that the best memories can start on two wheels before ever touching a wine glass. Portland, Victoria. Portland, Victoria has always felt like a hidden treasure along the southern coast. For families, it was the kind of place where summer days stretched endlessly, filled with sun, sand, and simple joys. Walking along the wide beaches with salty peanuts in hand, or exploring the marina while boats bobbed lazily in the water, made every visit feel like a small adventure. One of the highlights for kids was the Corkscrew Observatory. Even a short walk out to the lookout rewarded curious eyes with sweeping coastal views. And for those with more energy, the nearby BMX track in Alexander Park offered thrills on two wheels. Kayaks were another way to get close to the water, paddling along the calm shores and feeling the gentle waves lap against the sides. Portland also offered plenty to explore on land. Museums spanning maritime history, World War II, and even model trains meant learning felt effortless as kids wandered from display to display. Every discovery, whether a ship model or a historic artefact, became part of the adventure. Today, Portland remains much the same. The beaches, the observatory, and the gentle rhythm of the town continue to charm visitors of all ages. For those who grew up here, returning evokes a flood of memories, sunburnt noses, sandy feet, and afternoons filled with laughter. It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest destinations leave the strongest marks on childhood summers. Yamba, New South Wales. There's a certain magic to Yamba, New South Wales, that makes summer feel endless. For kids, it was all about the beach, mornings spent building sandcastles, afternoons splashing in gentle waves, and evenings chasing the last golden light along the shore. The town's pace is slow, its vibe easygoing, making it the perfect spot for families to unwind without feeling rushed from one activity to the next. Beyond the sand and surf, Yamba offered plenty of ways to keep little ones entertained. The local movie theatre was a treat on hot afternoons. Farmers markets offered colourful sights and tasty snacks, and hidden playgrounds or quiet riverside spots provided moments of calm between adventures. Accommodation options suited every family, from beachfront camping to cosy holiday apartments, meaning everyone could enjoy the holiday at their own pace. Returning as an adult, the charm of Yamba only deepens. The beaches are still pristine, but now there's also a growing culinary scene to explore. Restaurants, distilleries and craft breweries invite visitors to savour the local flavours, turning a relaxed holiday town into a destination for food lovers too. Even with the addition of gourmet treats, the essence of Yamba hasn't changed. It remains a place where kids can run free, laughter echoes along the sand, and the rhythm of the waves sets the tone for memories that last a lifetime. Yamba proves that some summer escapes are simply timeless. Port Stephens, New South Wales. Few destinations capture the essence of a classic Aussie summer quite like Port Stephens, New South Wales. For families, it was the ultimate beachside playground, where each morning could start with sand between the toes and the smell of salty sea air. With multiple beaches to explore, every day felt like a new adventure, from paddling in calm bays to racing along waves on tiny surfboards. Kids could hardly contain their excitement as they discovered the local wildlife. Whale-watching trips, swimming alongside wild dolphins, and snorkeling in crystal-clear waters provided endless moments of awe. Quad bike tours across the 32-kilometre-long Stockton sand dunes added a thrilling dash of adventure, with rolling sand stretching as far as the eye could see. Beyond the beaches and wildlife, Port Stephens had plenty of simple pleasures. Cute cafes and local fish and chip shops dotted the coastline, offering perfect snacks between swims, and family picnics on the shore became a cherished ritual. Evenings were spent watching the sun set over the water, sandy and happy, from a day full of adventure. Returning as an adult, it's easy to see why Port Stephens has remained a favourite. The beaches are just as beautiful, the wildlife just as enchanting, and the food just as satisfying. Yet it's the memories of childhood freedom, of endless summer days spent running, swimming and exploring, that truly make Port Stephens unforgettable. Gold Coast, Queensland. Few Australian destinations captured the thrill of childhood summer like the Gold Coast, Queensland. Families would arrive with a theme park's pass in hand, ready for days packed with laughter, adrenaline and unforgettable memories. While debates could rage on about which of the three major parks was the best, nothing quite matched the joy of Movie World, where rides, shows and encounters with iconic movie characters turned every day into a mini adventure. When the park closed, the Gold Coast beaches were never far away. Kids could dive into the waves, try surfing or snorkel along the sun-drenched shores, feeling the salt water on their skin and the sand between their toes. The coastline offered a perfect balance to the high-energy excitement of theme parks. Beyond the beach, afternoons were often spent exploring Harbour Town's famous shopping centre or wandering through local markets. Hunting for treasures, like a carved wooden dolphin necklace, became its own form of fun. Cafes and ice cream shops lined the streets, making every stop a small delight. Returning as an adult, the Gold Coast still dazzles, with the same sun, surf and thrill of adventure, now paired with gourmet food and boutique shopping. Yet it's the memories of running between rides, building sandcastles and chasing the endless summer sun that remain most vivid. The Gold Coast is a reminder that the best family holidays are the ones filled with laughter, energy and a little bit of magic. Gongolgon, New South Wales. For families chasing a true outback adventure, Gongolgon, New South Wales was the ultimate destination. An 8.5-hour drive from Sydney, or just under 2 from Bourke, the journey itself was part of the fun, with a stop in Ningarn to see the famous Big Bogan, a quirky highlight that became a family story for years to come. Once in Gongolgon, the Bogan River became the playground. Camping by the water, kids could spend endless hours in small tinny boats, paddling, fishing, or simply floating under the sun. The river offered both relaxation and excitement, with opportunities to spot wildlife along the banks or test out newfound skills on the water. On land, adventure didn't stop. Motorbikes on dirt trails offered speed and thrills, while evening brought the chance to play spotlight, discovering nocturnal animals, with nothing but a torch and boundless curiosity. days stretched long under the wide open sky, with red dirt, star-filled nights, and the freedom of open spaces making every moment feel extraordinary. Returning as an adult, Gongolgon remains a special kind of escape. The river, trails, and starry nights are just as enchanting. But it's the childhood memories, road trips, river games, spotting wildlife, and laughing under the outback sky that truly define the town. Gongolgon proves that some summer holidays are about more than destinations. They're about adventure, freedom, and the magic of being a kid in the Australian outback. Ku-ring-gai, Chase National Park, New South Wales, was a childhood treasure just an hour's drive from Sydney. Families flocked here for the perfect mix of adventure, nature, and peaceful hideaways. The basin campground became the backdrop for countless memories. Campfires crackling at dusk, marshmallows toasted on sticks, and stories shared under star-studded skies. Bushwalks were a favourite pastime. Trails wound through towering eucalyptus trees and dense bushland, often ending at secluded beaches or hidden waterholes. Kids would splash in cool waters after a long walk, their laughter echoing through the forest, before heading back to the campsite for another round of adventures. The mix of exercise, exploration, and natural beauty made every day feel like a mini expedition. For water lovers, the Pittwater estuary offered endless fun. Kayaks and SUP boards became vessels for discovery, and swimming in calm waters was a refreshing break from hiking. Even simple activities, skipping stones, watching native birds, or spotting tiny lizards on the trails became thrilling in such a wild and vibrant setting. Returning as an adult, Ku-ring-gai Chase remains just as stunning. The bush, beaches and waterways are unchanged, but it's the childhood memories, the shared laughter, campfire warmth and sense of adventure that make it unforgettable. Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park shows that some Aussie summer holidays are more than trips. They're the kind of experiences that shape a childhood. Nowra, New South Wales. Nestled beside the Shoalhaven River, Nowra, New South Wales, was the kind of place where childhood summers stretched endlessly. Families arrived eager to relax, explore, and fill their days with adventure. Some mornings were spent by the hotel pool, splashing and laughing under the sun, while afternoons often drifted down the gentle river currents on inflatable rafts or rented kayaks. The simplicity of floating along the Shoalhaven kept kids entertained for hours, with nothing but water, sunshine, and endless imagination. For those with boundless energy, the Treetops Adventure Ropes course in Nowra Park offered thrilling climbs and challenges high above the ground. Every twist, rope bridge and zip line was a small victory, leaving children exhilarated and parents smiling at their bravery. Beyond the outdoors, Nowra also catered to curiosity and wonder with attractions like the Shoalhaven Zoo and Fleet Air Museum, making sure every interest was met, from furry friends to historic aircraft. Returning as an adult, the charm of Nowra is just as tangible. The river still flows gently, the trees still sway above the Treetops Adventure, and the simple joy of childhood exploration lingers in every corner. Yet it's the memories, the laughter on the water, the thrill of climbing ropes high above the ground, and afternoons wandering through zoo paths that make Nowra unforgettable. For many, it proves that the best Aussie summer holidays weren't about fancy resorts, but about freedom, laughter, and discovery. Which of these classic Aussie summer holiday spots did you visit as a kid? Or is there a hidden gem we missed that deserves a shout-out? Drop your stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your childhood memories.